Hi everyone, this is video number 6 for Notes B, and this is going to be our yellow equations, finding the inverse of our yellow equations, and these are our special exceptions. So on slide 12, I'm going to have you write or type in this box what our special exceptions are. So it's going to be this screen right here. So if you want to pause this video and type in slide 12 what our special exceptions are. The special exception is if there is a variable, which is in the math world a way of saying a letter. So if there is a letter in the exponent, so if you see a letter up high, then you have to use the log function, L-O-G, log. So I'm going to show you what that looks like to use the log function to solve for something. So let me just show you a quick example. I'll just do it on the screen, and then we'll go in your notes and start to look at it. So here's an example of a problem, y equals 17 to the x. Notice that x is up high. So if that x is up high, I'm going to have to use log. This is what it looks like to have a letter up high. Okay, so to find my inverse, I'm going to start like any other problem. I'm going to flip my x and y. And sorry if it's a little sloppy, I have not used the drawing feature on this computer, but here we go. So I'm flipping x and y. So notice what I do here, x equals, and now, whoops. That y is a little crazy. X equals 17, and now my y is up high. So I just flipped x and y, okay? Now, this is where I'm talking about this special exception, right? The only thing that can pull a letter up high, down low is this function called log. Log is like any other math function, like in geometry. Hopefully you learned about sine or cosine or tangent. Log is just a math function that does something. So I am going to change colors here, but I'm going to log both sides. So I'm literally putting the word log on both sides. Okay, I'm logging both sides. The thing is, you have to put a number with log. Log has to always have a number attached to it. You want to use whatever number you're trying to get rid of. We're trying to get rid of 17. So I'm going to put 17, and look where I'm putting it. I'm putting it down low and little, right? We have not seen that yet in math class, but you want to put it down low and little, and it's the base number of log. And you use that because that's the number we're trying to get rid of, 17. Once you do that, you just simply bring down what you have on both sides. On the left side, I have an x. Now, x is just that normal x, right? Not down low, not little. On my right side, this is what I have on my right side. I have this whole thing. I have a normal 17, right? And then I have that y up high. So that y is up high in the exponent. And here's what happens. This is all that log does. Log of 17 will cancel out this big 17, and it'll actually bring this y from up high down low, and it now is normal. So log 17 cancels out the big 17 and brings that y down. Okay. On my other side, there's no 17 to cancel out this log, and there's no letter up high. So this actually ends up being my final answer. Y equals log, again, sorry that it's sloppy. I'm using my mouse to do it. 17 down low, and then x. This is your final answer. So let's go back to our notes and just see how we can do it in our notes. So here's our example. Y equals 10 to the x, right? So again, I see that letter up high. I have to use log to undo it. But the first step is just flipping my variables, flipping my x and y. So I want to start with saying x equals 10. And then remember, we're going to put the y up high. But how you put something up high on the computer is control period, and I can put my y up high. So I just flipped x and y. Next step, log both sides, log both sides. Now, I have actually made a log for you to use. So if you scroll down to slide 16, I've made this log for you. And the reason I did this was that you could type something down low and not mess up on the computer. So we're going to actually copy this log, the red, the blue, and the orange, copy the whole thing. And we are going to log both sides. So I'm just going to paste it on both sides. I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so we can see what's going on here. Okay, now we want to change these words to match our problem. So the blue says, what's the base number? What's that number you're going to put down low and that you're trying to cancel? Well, we're trying to cancel 10, right? So I'm going to erase base number and instead put 10 on both sides. I'm going to erase base number and instead put 10. Okay, now the orange says, well, what's on that side? This is like bringing down each side. So on my left side, I have an X. So I'm going to get rid of what's on that side and instead put the X. And I copy and paste just to make it easier. On the right side is 10 with the Y up high. So I'm going to get rid of what's on that side and put 10 with the Y up high. And we're almost done. You have to ask yourself what cancels out. Well, log 10 and that big 10, those cancel each other out. So I'm left with just a Y. Over here, nothing cancels out. There's no 10, there's no letter up high. So this actually stays the same. And the last step that you'd have to do is come all the way at the bottom and just put the Y first. Y equals log 10 of X. And that is your answer, your inverse for the original problem. So if you notice, it's really just one step. I just have to log. The important part is picking the right number to go with log, which for this one was 10.